Hello, today we are having a hair care Q&A. Specifically, we'll be covering Cedar Hill hair care products and the no poo method, which is what all of our hair care products support. It all started about 7 years ago with this product right here, which is our Maiden Hair Rinse. This is a hair rinse, so it is not a foaming shampoo. It's not an oil-based conditioner. It is a rinse that works by having the perfect pH for your scalp and supporting your own natural sebum production. So we're not needing to strip oil and then replace it with synthetic conditioning agents. So this right here is the heart and soul of our hair care products and what I've used the longest. And when you're first going no poo, for some people there is a transition period. Now for most this looks like 2 weeks. For some it can be a couple months. It's not terrible for most. What that's going to look like is for so long we've been using shampoo and conditioner. Shampoo is like laundry detergent, washing machine, or dishwasher liquid. It is foaming and really getting in there and stripping everything. And this can be helpful, especially if you've been in chlorine or you have really dirty hair from working under a house or what have you. But most of the time, that's not the case. We just need to cleanse the scalp and make sure everything's okay. That said, people have been using shampoo most of their lives. Your scalp has adjusted to being stripped constantly. And this is just like folks who have used really harsh acne cleansers growing up, and then they switch to a more low maintenance skincare routine. While that skincare routine eventually stops the breakouts completely, it can get a little worse before it gets better because your skin is making that adjustment. I am a huge fan of oil cleansing. I think oil cleansing is kind of a similar method for your skin as the no poo method is for your hair. And you're really stripping down to one cleanser and you're not stripping anything off of your skin, but you are getting in there and dissolving that buildup in your pores of excess sebum and kind of signaling to your skin, hey, I'm not going to be stripping my sebum unnecessarily. Let's regulate production. A lot of times, not to trail off with acne, acne is happening as a result of stripping and having really dry skin. So you start overproducing sebum and there's nowhere for it to go. So it builds up in the pore, eventually, coming to the surface of the skin or creating cysts under the surface of the skin. So with both oil cleansing and the no poo method, you are relying on your scalp and your skin's ability to have a balanced pH and have a balanced amount of sebum production. So let's cover how to use this, because if you're used to shampoo and conditioner, you're probably used to feeling it in your hands, feeling it on your head, and really covering root to tip. And that is not what we do with no poo. What you're going to do is you're going to shake your bottle. There's a squirt cap, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. And you're going to rub that into your scalp. And what's going to happen is you have wet hair. It will trickle down to your ends. Now, people always ask, how long should I leave it in? There's really no, you can't really mess it up at this point. I wouldn't rinse it off right away. I would let it sit for at least a minute or two. Sometimes I let it sit my whole shower. It really shouldn't matter. This is our refill pouch. This is 16 ounces. This is 32 ounces. We have a lot of folks at this point that use this religiously. Their whole family uses it. So having a refill pouch is awesome. And our 16-ounce bottles are made of wheat straw. So they are completely compostable, which is amazing. Okay, now, like I said with that transition period that can happen for some, that is when this came into play. This is our Desert Dweller Dry Shampoo and Body Powder. So just like any other dry shampoo, the main goal is that it is soaking up excess oil on the scalp. What can happen for folks that have used shampoo most of their life is that your body might be used to overproducing sebum in response to having it stripped. So you might look a little greasy the first couple weeks, and that's where this can be really, really helpful. Once you're out of that phase, like I've been out of for several years now, I actually reach for Desert Dweller most of the time to style my hair. There's some really cool ingredients in ours that I don't see in any other dry shampoos, and what they do is help to hold the hair and create a bit of lift and volume. So I love using this. I hate clean hair. So occasionally I do a deep cleanse with our powder to foam clarifying cleanser. And when I do, I like to use this to add a little grit back to my scalp and my hair. Absolutely adore this product. It's full of really nice antimicrobial herbs as well. So believe it or not, it shares a lot of ingredients in common with our antifungal dry balm. So this can be used in your boots as like an athlete's powder, a foot powder, and in wet conditions, right? Like sometimes people will use it in their armpits and their bits, or as a baby powder. And so on that note, we have our powder to foam clarifying face and hair cleanser. This is a really cool product. It uses a coconut derivative to create a foam. So if you are someone who really likes cleansing with shampoo, and if you're used to shampooing all the time, you're probably going to want to pick one of these up. If you're someone who doesn't really use shampoo, you mostly use conditioner on your ends, and you wash your hair once or twice a week, switching to the hair rinse is probably not going to be very hard for you at all. Whereas people who are shampooing constantly and showering daily or every other day, or washing their hair daily or every other day, they're used to that squeaky clean feeling, and you're probably going to really like this powder to foam cleanser because it gives you that. A clarifying shampoo, a clarifying cleanser, anything with the word clarifying should be stripping. That's what its job is. So for me, someone who really enjoys the no poo method, I like the texture that it gives my hair. I don't want to strip my hair. So I personally only use this once a month, once every couple months, depending on the season, like winter. But if you are someone, again, who maybe runs a little greasier by nature, or you've been shampooing for a really long time regularly, or if you're someone with a dirty job like farming, something was bound to happen. My light died. But if you're someone who has a dirtier job like farming, you'll probably use this more like once a month. If you're someone who likes that squeaky clean, fresh from the salon blowout feeling, you might use it more like once a week. We have customers that do that, but you don't need to use it that often for what its job is. Clarifying products are on the market for buildup. So if you use a lot of styling products, if you like to use a gel to hold your curls, things like that, that's when a clarifying product is really helpful, is after a month or so. Sometimes there's a bit of buildup, and especially if you're no poo, the rinse is not stripping anything. So a clarifying product is really helpful, and this can be used on your skin as well. It feels really nice as a facial cleanser. And again, I am a person that only oil cleanses, so having something to strip my face every now and then feels really nice. Both of these are in refillable tins. This is new. I'm super excited about it. So really easy application. You know, you just dap, dap, dap it on your head, and then the tops pop out, and we have little refill pouches that allow you to just order a compostable refill instead of ordering a new tin every time you need one. And they're great because you get $10 off. Did I get any in my hair? I think I did. I can smell it. Okay, and one of the next products that I made years ago was our Mane Tamer. And Mane Tamer has been through a little bit of a transition lately. If you are a longtime customer, you're probably used to Mane Tamer being a kind of a weird product, but it's worth the trouble because it's so great. What we've made for years is a raw seaweed and raw tremella mushroom gel base. Now, as my business has gotten bigger, this has been something I've wanted to troubleshoot because it does cause separation. I really wanted this product to be a light, oil-free mist, which is what it is. And I really wanted to use those cool, juicy, raw ingredients. But if you think of it from a chemistry standpoint, using raw ingredients is a bit risky for bacteria growth. Although we use a great natural preservative system, and I have micro-tested them for years and it's never been an issue, as my business grows, I just want to be super safe. So we now use a sea moss and tremella extract, something that's already been extracted and then powdered. So it's not only more stable, but it's a lot more emulsified. We don't have to tell our customers, shake it, and we don't have to over explain. It looks chunky, but don't worry about it. There's been so many things over the years with Mane Tamer that I'm honestly shocked at what a cult following it continues to have. And I think that really says a lot about what an amazing product it is. So when people ask me what Mane Tamer does, it's kind of hard to answer. Um, I made this because there wasn't anything like it on the market at the time. And now I do think people with all hair types use this, but if you have a hair type like mine, sort of poofier, wavy to curly hair, sometimes we wake up in the morning, it's a bit crazy. Sometimes we need to brush through it and we don't want it to get big and poofy. There's so many things. So it literally is a mane tamer. You give it a little shake, and you just spray it deliberately all over. And because it's a nice gel base, you don't have to worry about it greasing you up or weighing you down. It's a really light product. Where it really shines is helping to brush through your hair. Since you're not using conditioner with the no poo method, you're not putting those silicones on your strands of hair, which is what makes them really slick and easy to brush through. So I really like it for putting on the underneath of my hair where it gets really tangly, and then either finger combing through or taking a hairbrush through it. It just really softens things up and literally tames it. If it's poofy, it's going to decrease the poof. If it's fizzy, it's going to control some of that fizz. If you need to brush through it, etc. It's amazing. And it's not going to like change the way your hair looks like an oil-based product would. Now, if you do want to change the way your hair looks, this is an awesome new product. It's called Wave Maker. It is technically a salt spray, but I did not jump on the making and selling a salt spray trend for years because I didn't want to make something that simple and sell it to you guys. To me, it feels silly to put salt and water and sell it. So I wanted to create something more than that. And I was really inspired after a trip to the beach with my family of how beach hair is just notoriously the best. There's something about it. The salt makes it kind of piecey and clumpy and gives it some wave and texture. But the amount of kelp and microorganisms in the ocean make it to where it's not so drying like a regular salt spray on the market is. So we have added a bioferment of kelp in here, as well as marshmallow root, rosemary hydrosol, aloe, a bit of glycerin, hyaluronic acid. And so it's not super drying. It's got a bit of those moisturizing properties, and it's just got a bit more going on to it. So this is a really nice product if you want to support texture. If you have no texture, I know a lot of my straight, fine haired girlies love a salt spray and love this one in particular because it gives them a bit of weight and texture. Or if you're someone like me and you've already got that, it can be helpful after the shower, especially in the roots of my hair. It gives me a little lift. Or again, if I'm feeling poofy and I want to bring back some texture and a little bit of that like pieciness to my hair. And what I really like about Wave Maker is that you can control what it does, right? Like you can put one thin mist and be done, or you can go crazy with it, or you can put it on wet hair and really go all the way with that beach hair vibe. So it's a fun one to play around with and kind of find your preferred way to use it. And the last one is another one that's been around forever, our Root Revival Growth Serum. I love this product. It reminds me of my mom and her sister. They had the most insane, long, witchy hair down to their ankles, big, curly, wavy, gorgeous. And every woman I asked growing up, how do you get long, healthy hair? The answer was always castor oil. So I knew I wanted to make a castor oil based hair serum, but I didn't want it to be as thick and hard to work with as classic castor oil. So our Root Revival serum has saw palmetto, stinging nettle, rosemary, cassia, and brahmi infused into grapeseed oil, camellia oil, argan oil, jojoba oil, castor oil, pineapple enzymes, clove, patchouli, and cedarwood. Now, I added pineapple enzymes to this recently because so many people do use this as a growth and scalp treatment. And those pineapple enzymes really help to break up sebum, break up buildup, and are just so good for your scalp health. So, this product smells amazing. It actually has its own perfume version. If you've ever tried our cedar spice roller, that was created from so many people who loved this product and wanted a perfume made out of it. I say perfume, it definitely is genderless. It's in fact maybe a more masculine scent. But this product is amazing. It's a revitalizing serum that helps strengthen from the roots. Each of these botanicals stimulate the hair follicles, helping hair grow longer and stronger. Use sparingly on ends to tame flyaways or as a pre-shower scalp treatment to encourage growth. This can also be used, of course, on beards. So my favorite way to use this, I've been using a gel on my hair for the past year just to hold curl. And you can get a little bit of like a crunchy film on it. So what I do once my hair has fully dried is I take about a half a dropper, which is a lot. If you have fine hair, I would just use a couple drops. I rub it between my hands and warm it up. This is a very important part because if you're just taking oil and applying it straight to the hair, it's more likely you're going to get a little greasy. So I rub it in between my hands and I scrunch. And I do this to scrunch the crunch out. But in the process, it is, helping with flyaways, little stray hairs. It smells amazing, all that stuff. I do probably use it most as a scalp treatment. I think that's where it really shines if you're working on hair growth. And what that looks like to me is on shower day or hair washing day, I usually get really gross. I'll either go to the gym and work out, or I'll go clean the chicken coop or something like that. And so I will take our serum and I'll really get in there in the roots, scratch it in, throw my hair in a messy bun, and I'll let it sit for an hour or two before I shower and wash it out. If you are no poo and you do use an oil treatment on your scalp, you are going to want to use the clarifying cleanser or a bit of a shampoo bar, something natural. A little bit of our tallow soap is fine too, just to help get that fully out of your roots. So that is our hair care lineup. I'm super proud of it. I also feel like we've recently gotten to a place with packaging where I feel like that is finally finished. And I just think everything is really beautiful and sustainable and eco-friendly. And we've had these products for so long now, they just really speak for themselves. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help.